Viewing from Worthing to the Seven Sister Cliffs, the 31st of May, 2019, Friday, 10:20 a.m. Location, Seven Sisters Cliffs. Here's the latitude and longitude. The location, the Worthing Sailing Club and its location. The weather information for the 31st of May, 2019, Sunday. In terms of weather conditions, as can be seen from the video footage, it would be considered just a normal UK day in May. It was an overcast morning with a wind. The coast, and in particular the Seven Sister Cliffs, were observed east of Worthing Sailing Club with a Nikon P900. Here's the video footage. The Seven Sisters and Beachy Head. Haven Brow, Short Brow, Rough Brow, Brass Point, Flat Hill, Bailey's Hill, Went Hill, the Seven Sisters, and Beachy Head. And another image of the Seven Sisters and Beachy Head. And a video still of the Seven Sister Cliffs. Video still, brightness, contrast, saturation, and temperature enhanced. And the inverted colors, again a video still with the brightness, contrast, saturation, and temperature enhanced. The right-hand section of the Seven Sister Cliffs is clearly visible. Only the right-hand end of the Seven Sister Cliffs is visible. A video still, contrast enhanced, right-hand end of the Seven Sister Cliffs, and Beachy Head in the mist and haze. Another video still with brightness and contrast enhanced. An inferior mirage is present, which indicates that light was being refracted in an upward direction. Only the right-hand end of the Seven Sister Cliffs is visible. Seaford Head blocking the line of sight to the left side of the Seven Sister Cliffs. The left end of the Seven Sister Cliffs are not visible from Worthing Sailing Club as they are blocked by Seaford Head. Identifying the positions of the observed cliffs. Numerous drone footage videos of the Seven Sister Cliffs are available on YouTube. Here are the links. How high are these observed cliffs? Beachy Head, Seaford Head, between 14 meters and 79 meters in height along the Seven Sisters. Google Earth Pro says 35 meters above mean sea level for point A, 60 meters above mean sea level for point B, and 46 meters above mean sea level for point C. The observed right-hand side Seven Sister Cliffs are 35 to 60 meters above mean sea level. Tide data for the 31st of May 2019. Tide level at 10:20 a.m., 5.06 meters above the lowest astronomical tide. The tide level at Beachy Head is between New Haven and Eastbourne, so a mid-value will be taken. The tide level at 10:20, 5.78 meters above the lowest astronomical tide. What is the lowest astronomical tide? It is defined as the lowest tide level which can be predicted to occur under average meteorological conditions and under any combination of astronomical conditions. Many national charting agencies, including the United Kingdom Hydrographic Office and the Australian Hydrographic Service, use the LAT to define chart datums. The data analysis. The Worthing tide level comes to 1.76 meters above mean sea level, and the Beachy Head tide level comes out to 2.08 meters above mean sea level. The camera on the beach at Worthing was 4 meters above mean sea level, and the tripod added another 1.5 meters. So when we take the camera height above the ground and above the tide level, subtract the mean sea level, and that's out to 3.74 meters above tide level. The cliff is 45 meters above MSL, so if we subtract the 2.8 meters above the MSL for the tide, 42.92 meters above tide level. In summary, Beachy Head was observed from Worthing Sailing Club at a distance of 42.4 kilometers, or 26.3 miles. The camera at Worthing was 3.74 meters above tide level, and the West Cliff at Beachy Head was 43 meters above tide level. What does the Earth Curve Calculator say? According to the globe, or similar-sized oblate spheroid, ellipsoid model at a distance of 42.4 kilometers, 26.3 miles, the hidden geometric height is 98.9 meters. A standard refraction modified value of 7/6, the assumed radius of the Earth, will not be used for the following reasons. Number one, the assumed radius of the assumed globe Earth has not been proved using the scientific method. There's no repeatable and reproducible empirical evidence to support the assumed radius value. It is to date an unproven assumption. Please see the following URL. Number 2, surveyors may use a correction of 7 to 6 of the assumed radius of the Earth for the refraction of light over ground, which is a vague generalization, making it non-applicable and particularly not applicable to these observations over water. Also, as you know, different surfaces can cause different refraction effects. For example, a tarmac road on a warm day causes the refraction of light in an upward direction. What about bare soil, grassland, shrub, forest, urban environments? What about the time of day and season, humidity, and weather? If anyone makes a bold statement, just apply the acid test of honesty and ask them for their personal empirical evidence. You will soon discern who the liars are. And number 3, when it comes to the refraction of light over water, the experienced people in this field are those that are actually doing regular, real-life observations. Email them for their thoughts, observations, and empirical evidence. What does hidden geometric height and hidden refracted height actually mean? Hidden geometric height. Using mathematical geometry, it can be calculated at what distance one point on a circular sphere, point A here, cannot be seen from another point, point B, due to the curvature blocking the line of sight. The height from the surface of the circle sphere that would not be visible at a distance between the 2 points due to the curvature blocking the line of sight can also be calculated. This blocked height from tide level upwards due to curvature is termed as the hidden geometric height. In the example below, the observer, point B, cannot view the white cliff at point A because the curvature of the circle sphere the observer is on is blocking the line of sight to the cliff. The greater the distance the observer is from point A, the more around the curvature the observer will be relative to point A, and the greater the hidden geometric height will be at point A. If this observation was carried out on a globe with a radius of 6,371 kilometers or 3,959 miles, or a similar sized oblate spheroid ellipsoid at a distance of 42.4 kilometers or 26.3 miles, then the curvature blocking the line of sight would result in the following hidden heights at point A. Hidden geometric height, 98.8 meters. If the observation was carried out on a globe, then no, I repeat, no, part of the Seven Sister Cliffs lower than 98.9 meters above the tide level would have been visible. So what was visible? If the observation was carried out on a globe, nothing under the red dashed line would be observable. But the cliffs are clearly observable. How do the models compare to real-life observations? Google Earth Pro, the zoom-in function, Seaford Head, the visible right end of the Seven Sisters, and Beachy Head. The line of sight to Seven Sisters is blocked by Seaford Head Cliffs, and the line of sight to Beachy Head, obviously, is there. At an altitude of 42.97 meters above the ground. The Seven Sister White Cliffs only become visible on the Google Earth Pro zoom-in function when the altitude of the camera is raised to a significantly greater height compared to that of the real-life observation camera height. The camera was actually 1.5 meters above the ground, but on Google Earth Pro, the altitude for this image is 42.97 meters above the ground. At 1.5 meters above ground level, the real altitude of the camera, no white cliffs, are observable on the Google Earth Pro model. The Google Earth Pro model cannot replicate real-life observations because we do not live on a globe. If we lived on a globe, those white cliffs would not be visible. They are. Conclusions. It would not be possible to observe the Seven Sister Cliffs if we live on a globe or similar-sized oblate spheroid ellipsoid with a radius of approximately 6,371 kilometers or 3,959 miles. But they were observed and recorded. We do not live here. Can we be sure that light is refracting in an upward direction? Can I prove to you that what was observed, the cliffs, were not behind the curve? Yes. The fact that an inferior mirage is present due to the refraction of light in an upward direction proves that the object observed, the cliffs, are where they are observed and not behind the curve. This has already been fully covered in this video. Here's the URL. Applying the known scientific principles of light, refraction, and density gradients at sea, it is not possible for an inferior mirage, a downward inverted image, to be observed underneath the cliffs under normal, non-specialized, non-manipulated atmospheric conditions on a globe. No purposely set up specialized or manipulated conditions that are not normally or naturally present. If anyone says it is possible for an inferior mirage, a downward inverted image, to be observed underneath the actual object on a globe under normal, non-specialized, non-manipulated atmospheric conditions, draw a diagram for them as illustrated below and ask them to sketch how it will work following the known scientific principles. Number one, the observer must see the actual object in a downward inverted image, inferior mirage, underneath it. 2, the rays of light that result in the observer seeing the inferior mirage must be refracting in an upward direction as they enter the eye or device. And 3, the density gradient must be vertically identical across the surface of the water from points A to B. When a person cannot do this, they will engage in one or more of the following: obfuscation, deflection, word salad, or direct you to a model. If they attempt any of the 4 points above, ask them for their own personal, empirical evidence to support what they are saying. When you don't receive it, which you won't, you'll immediately know the person is disingenuous and lying. No known scientific principles can be applied to this observation that disproves that we do not live on a globe or similar sized oblate spheroid ellipsoid with a radius of approximately 6,371 kilometers, 3,959 miles. It is incontrovertible unless you are a science denier. My sincere thanks to Lee the Ham for the use of his Nikon P900. I do not deserve to have such an amazing piece of kit that I take for granted. And Paul Naplane for his technical support in the production of this video. And all the people that I am sharing this most wonderful and interesting journey with for their support, questions, discussions, and most importantly, their friendship. The Isle of Wight from Worthing Sailing Club, 60 kilometers, 37.2 miles. Up next.